Next is the Hooke's law. What is meant by Hooke's law and what is its statement? First of all, you can see this figure. Here is a spring. And in the second figure, let me write here 1, 2 and 3. In the first figure, there is only the single spring. In the second figure, you actually attach here the load. You are increasing the load, means that you apply the force here. Then what will happen to the length of the spring? Initially, the total length of the spring is in this position, but now when you attach the mass here, means that you apply the load here, then the length of this spring increases and it comes to this point. In the third position, again you increases the amount of the load so that the length of this spring also increases and it comes until this position. So what you can conclude from here? You are just going to increase the load. Accordingly, the length of the spring increases. The length of the spring is basically the extension of that spring. So I can simply say that the load or the applied force and extension, both of these are directly proportional to each other. Because when you apply here the force or the load, the extension of the spring also increases. This is basically the Hooke's law. Let's see here the statement of the Hooke's law. The extension of the spring is directly proportional to the restoring force. So basically, the extension of the spring is directly proportional to the force, but there is also the restoring force. I will explain the restoring force later in the animation. You can see here the mathematical formula. Force is directly proportional to x and F is equals to minus kx. What does this mean? First of all, the force is directly proportional to the extension. Here is a minus sign. This minus sign is basically showing that this force is the restoring force. And x is the extension. Negative sign shows that the restoring force and extension, both of these have the opposite direction. If the extension is towards the right, then the restoring force of course acts towards the left. Both of these have the opposite direction. So the same thing is given here. The negative sign basically shows that the direction of the extension and spring force is opposite. Spring force or restoring force, both of these are the same terms. When after that, when you have to remove this sign of proportionality, here should be some constant. That's why I write here F is equals to minus kx, where k is basically the constant, which is called the spring constant. You can simply see F is a force which is measured in Newton, x is the extension and it's of course measured in meters or centimeter. Meter is the SI unit, but of course it's the length. It can also be measured in the centimeter. What would be the unit of the k, which is the spring constant? So just rearrange this equation and accordingly you can find out the spring constant's unit. I write here k is equals to minus F over x. The force is measured in Newton and the extension is measured in meter. So Newton per meter is basically the unit of the spring constant. You can see here where the negative sign shows the direction of the extension and spring force is opposite. F is the spring force, x is the extension of the spring and k is the constant of proportionality, which is called as the spring constant. So according to the Hooke's law, the extension and the force, which is the restoring force, both of these are directly proportional to each other. Next is the spring force and spring constant. What is meant by the spring force? So basically, if I take any spring here and I attach the mass with it, then what will happen? If I apply the force towards the right, it is the applied force. Then the length of this spring increases and it extends just like that. See here in which direction the spring moves. It moves towards the light. I represent here arrow which showing the direction of the extension. But here is the restoring force. This force is basically responsible for restoring the original position of the spring. Means that due to the restoring force, this object basically come towards its equilibrium position or the rest position or mean position. So this position in the first figure, it is basically the mean position. Because of the restoring force, this mass which is given in the second figure, it comes to the same position as in the figure 1. I also draw here the same figure and again the mass is here. But in this case, there is a force which is acting towards the left, and this force is basically called as restoring force. Because of this restoring force, the object move towards its original position. So see here the direction of the restoring force and the extension. Extension is towards the right and the restoring force is towards left. Both of these have the opposite direction. That's why according to the Hooke's law, the restoring force is written here. It is directly proportional to the extension with the minus sign. This minus sign shows that the direction of the restoring force and extension, both of these are in opposite direction. So you can see here, extension of the spring increases when you apply the force on it. When you apply the force on the spring, of course, the extension increases. The force that brings the spring back to its original position, which is basically the mean position. This force is basically called as the spring force or the restoring force. So I can simply say, because of the restoring force, the spring come back to its mean position. And the direction of this restoring force and extension is opposite. That's why there is a minus sign in the Hooke's law. You can see this figure. This graph basically showing that when you apply the force on the spring, accordingly the extension also increase. Both of these are directly proportional to each other. When both of these are directly proportional to each other, you get a straight line on the force extension graph. This graph is according to Hooke's law, which shows that by increasing the applied force, the extension of the spring also increase. How you can define the spring constant? According to the formula of the Hooke's law, which is F is equals to Kx. If you find out the value of the K from here, it comes to be F over X. So K is equals to F over X. I can simply say that spring constant is equals to force per unit extension. The same thing is given here. Spring constant is defined as the force per unit extension, which is according to the formula, which indicates how much stiff the spring is, which basically showing the stiffness of this spring. Stiff springs have large value of the spring constant. If the spring is stiff, it means that this spring has the large value of the spring constant. If the spring is soft, it has small value of the spring constant. And the soft springs has the small value of the spring constant. What is the unit of the spring constant? See here the unit of the force and the extension. The force is measured in newtons while the extension is measured in meters. So the unit of the spring constant is Newton per meter. The same thing is given here. Its unit is Newton per meters. After being stretched, the object that obeys Hooke's law. If the object obeys the Hooke's law, then it will return to its original length. The same is for the spring. When you apply the force on this spring, as this spring obeys the Hooke's law, then this spring basically comes to its original length, which is here given in the first figure. So the same point is given here. After being stretched, the object that obeys Hooke's law will return to their original length. Then the object continues to stretch until the limit of proportionality or the elastic limit reached. Elastic limit is the point up to which the Hooke's law is obeyed. After this point, the object does not obey Hooke's law. It is deformed. It changes its shape or length. So I can simply say that the object which obey the Hooke's law, they return to their original position after applying the force. Here is a simulation that is related to the Hooke's law. Let's open this. You can see here I open the first one, which is intro. So see here there is a spring and different factors are given, which is the applied force, spring force, displacement and equilibrium position. First of all, see the equilibrium position. It's the rest position or the mean position, or it's the original position. Then what will happen? You also want to see the direction of the displacement as well as applied force. I apply here a force of, let's say, 5 Newton. Then what will happen? I just want to increase the applied force. See the direction of the arrow. The applied force is represented by the red arrow, while the displacement is shown by the green arrow. Both of these are in the same direction. It means that the applied force and the displacement, both of these are in the same direction. When I increase the applied force, accordingly the extension of the spring increase. After that, if I decrease the applied force, the extension of that spring decrease. Means that its displacement from the equilibrium position decrease. So I can simply say that both of these are directly proportional to each other. After that, here is also the spring force, which is shown by the blue arrow. Now see the effect on this. When I apply the force, I increases the applied force. Then accordingly, the displacement also increase. But see the length of the applied force and the spring force. Both of these are almost equal length arrows. Means that both of these have the same magnitude. When I increase the applied force, accordingly the displacement increases as well as the spring force. So I can relate here the spring force with the displacement or the extension. By increasing the extension, the restoring force also increase. And see here the direction of the blue arrow, which is for the restoring force or the spring force. It is towards the mean position. Mean position is basically shown by the equilibrium position, which is shown by this green dotted line. So I can simply say here that the direction of the extension and the spring force are restoring force. Both of these are opposite. That's why there is a minus sign in the Hooke's law. After that, if I suppose I reset this again, I increases the value of the spring constant. Initially it's 100. No, it's 500. I apply the force. What will happen? You can see here, when I put here the arrow for the displacement and applied force, I'm going to increase the applied force. Accordingly, the displacement increase but at the slower rate. If I again suppose that the spring constant increases, the displacement or the extension decrease. It means that when the spring constant is larger, which is for the stiff springs, then in this case their displacement from the equilibrium position decreases by applying the force. Means that the displacement increases but at the slower rate. So I can simply say that for the stiff springs, the change in the position or the extension is very small when the force is very large. Let's go to the second system when there are two springs. Again here I put the arrow for the applied force, spring force and for the displacement. In this case, I suppose that the top spring has spring constant 200 and the bottom spring has the spring constant 600 Newton per meter. Means that the top spring is soft while the bottom spring is stiff. So let's increase the applied force. Then what will happen? See here, I apply the force of 100 Newton, which is the maximum force. The top spring is basically soft spring because its spring constant is smaller. So in this case, the displacement is larger. What does this mean? You can see here, for the soft spring, it extends very large amount as compared to the second spring, which is the stiff spring. In this case, the displacement is very small. After that, if I say that both of these have displacement spring constant 400, then what will happen? Both of these have the spring displacement, because both of these are not too much stiff and not too much soft. They have intermediate spring constant value. So I can simply say that when the spring constant increases, accordingly the stiffness of the spring increases, the displacement or the extension increase at the slower rate by increasing the force. You can also observe the direction of the arrows, which is for the applied force, spring force and the displacement. The applied force is towards right. The displacement or the extension is also towards the right. But the blue arrow is towards the left, showing that the restoring force is opposite to the extension of the spring. You can practice this as well from here. Here is an exam question that appeared in October-November 2018. Let's start this. The graph shows how the length of the spring changes, means the extension, when the stretching force is increased. When you apply the force, then how the length of the spring changes, it is basically shown by this graph. In the Hooke's law region, what is the spring constant for this spring? So basically you have to find out the value of the spring constant. Answer A, 0.20 Newton per centimeter. B, 0.22 Newton per centimeter. C, 0.28 Newton per centimeter. D, 0.33 Newton per centimeter. So basically here you can guess that this question is related with the Hooke's law. According to the Hooke's law, F is equals to Kx. Note this force is basically the applied force, not the restoring force. When you find out the value of K, it is basically equals to F over X. You also know that Hooke's law is only obeyed for the linear region, where the graph between the length of the spring and the force is a straight line. So first of all, you have to search this region, which is starting from this point and ending at this point. So the graph between both of these points is a straight line. It means that take the values from both of these points for the forces and the length. First of all, drop a line on the horizontal axis and on the vertical axis from both of these points. You get these values. And the first point is at 5 here. On the x-axis, its value is 0. It means here I can write K is equals to force. It is given on the x-axis, which is 5 minus 0. So I write here 5 minus 0 over the length of the spring. Here the length is 20 and here at the start its length is 5. So here is 20 minus 5 centimeter. You can easily find out the spring constant from here. Let's see the answer and explanation for that. The region which has the linear force extension graph obeys the Hooke's law, because for the Hooke's law, the graph between both of these is a straight line. K in the Hooke's law is basically called as the spring constant, and its value is calculated by using the Hooke's law. K is equals to F over X. You need to put the values from the starting and initial point of the linear curve. Then you find out the spring constant, which comes to be 0.33, and its unit is basically Newton per centimeter. It's missing here. So its unit is Newton per centimeter. The spring constant comes to be 0.33 Newton per centimeter. It's given in the answer D. So D is the correct answer. Let's go back and see the answer D. In the answer D, 0.33 Newton per centimeter is given. It means that answer D is correct from here.